It's for us. Hold on, we're live. We're live. All right, so we're figuring out some logistics, but welcome to Of the Sun Live, and we got some hungry. What's that?
Okay.
Usually there's a little latency. So that being said, welcome everyone. We are just coming off of a delicious meal, as usual. Apparently that's the case. There's a cafe that people dine at called Harvest Man Cafe.
Right. And this is Chef Harvest Man.
Yes, it is.
Yes, Chef.
Yes. I have my sous chef, camera lady A Rain.
And many satisfied clients.
Yes, yes, yes. It takes time to feed a lot of people.
Oh my goodness, but it is so worth it to be a recipient of the time it took to make that meal.
Yes, I'm pleased that there was patience.
Oh yeah. But it was great. We had smothered blue potatoes. We had delicious fermented garlicky pickles. We had ferments. We had heirloom tomato and a fresh egg on a stacked sandwich that was the base of which was a cauliflower patty instead of bread.
Yes.
It was deliciously seasoned with several different sauces, including Vegenaise and mustard. It was very good. It's really, and it had vegetarian chipotle sausage on it. It was excellent.
Yes, yes.
For those who like spicy.
That's right. Bring
And
in
we
that
had some
heat.
fermented hot sauce on the blue potatoes. So I'm feeling very satisfied and very happy. I also like to mention that on High Vibrational Living on Instagram, we'll be posting today a video of artichoke French and the recipe so that those who are interested in food may pursue that. It's one of our favorites. We hope that you'll enjoy it. I think it will be up today.
Yeah. So, again, high frequency living, as some of you are aware, throughout the week at midday, we have High Frequency Living live stream with Ahad of the Sun. We have Diane of the Sun from Inlakesh Studio doing her meditations. As a matter of fact, I heard she had a robust meditation yesterday with the card pull power. And the elusive true source of power is through living an authentic life. That card has popped up in our circle 3 times within the last 24
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
And so I usually call it the keep it real card. It's the authenticity and the power that comes with it. It's like, yo, keep it real. Be the truth of who you are. And especially in a world full of fakeness and
Oh my
plastic,
goodness, yes.
rise to the top. But that's definitely something to marinate on. Welcome, welcome everyone. We see more people are rolling in. And look at you, Veritas. I'm going to acknowledge some of you all who are here in the chat. Welcome to the Other Sun live stream. We got Terry, Lakesh, and greetings from New York. And Lakesh Studio One's here. Delilah, Cassidy's here. Ooh, yum. That's right, Cassidy. Come dine at the Harvest Man Cafe one day. So today we're going to be talking about the idea of how clearing can assist with our elevation. And we'll be speaking a little bit about property clearing, but this is such a broad topic, so I'm sure we're going to have a fun exploration. But before we dive into this, just a couple of announcements. Speaking of Quantum Light property clearing, so the class is coming up in August 1st. It's from August 1st to August 25th, and it's held 2 days a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays. Now, the class is officially closed to those who have not had their prerequisites. So if you haven't taken DNA activation, one mind reconnection, energy hygiene, sun calibration, you're going to have to catch us on the next go round. We'll end up posting the date soon, but it will be in the new year. That reason being is that we're going to have Lao Tzu's soul translation class coming up around the 4th quarter of the year. So, these are very advanced classes that really take a significant amount of our time. These classes are 3 hours a day, so we're going in. However, for those who have their prerequisites, sign up is still open and available to you all who would like to join. And again, we're going to be diving into Quantum Light property clearing. So if you want to know more about it, stay tuned to this live stream. But essentially, Quantum Light property clearing is this idea of clearing the morphic field, clearing the interferences. And I want to share a brief story about my little store run.
Yeah.
So I went to this health food store, Sprouts, right? They're somewhere in between. and I had a couple of items to get to make our meal today. And I'm at the register. I was doing two transactions. First transaction went through. Second transaction, it stopped. I mean, the system shut down, and the woman's like, "Brenda, is your cash register working? I think the system's down." She's like, "I don't know," because they have a country accent, obviously. And so she attempted to run the transaction 5 times. It did not go. And she said, "You want to wait a couple of minutes?" I said, "Yeah, sure." I moved to the side. I already know, clear it, because that's how we get down. Whenever there's interference within spaces and places, clearing can restore the order. And so I took a moment, cleared any and all interference that I could identify with the cash registers, their servers, the merchant transaction system, and my guidance said it'll be on within 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, it was on. But check this. She was able to check me out, but the system did not continue. It's like I slid out and it was able to function for me. And they still had some other quirky things the system was back up, but they had to make some quirky adjustments for the receipts to print. But I made it out. And so clearing works. And this is one of the things that we're teaching people where, we can clear and apply this to everyday life. And we don't have to be a victim. We don't have to suffer like the people in the line who threw their items back and stormed off emotionally. And so you got any thoughts on this, Lota?
Well, I have not actually bought the show in to its usual way. So in Lakesh and Veritas, everyone, welcome to our live stream today. And we're happy to have you and glad we could share our meal with you. We're glad that those who can participate in today's conversation and learn about property clearing, and now you have time because we'll start the next class in the new year. So we'll talk a little bit about it. If you have questions or thoughts, you can contact us by email or text and let us know, what your thoughts are about it. But we have a lot of videos that talk about this, but every time it's such an enormous subject that we speak about it differently. So we've talked about it many times, but every time it's different.
What's the line that you say about the wise?
Oh, that a wise person can talk about a bean that rolls off the table all day, because there are no coincidences. Nothing happens without reason. This is an example of that.
Well, certainly.
So the fact that you had the presence of mind to utilize your skill set that you have learned through the process of property clearing and being a property clearing instructor is really what all of us can expect to happen. How many glitches interfere with, your money machine, or the line's too long, or the traffic's too much? We don't really have that experience as much because we clear the path, we move the interference, we make sure we're highly vibrational, so there's nothing that things can attach to that would slow us down. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you cleared it for everyone in the store, although you did, but not necessarily at the same level, because you have to be highly vibrational for this process to work. So to keep yourself in high frequencies so that you can access the freedom of movement that our world restricts through negative interaction. So, and I don't remember now what your question was.
Well, it was just if you had thoughts on it, which you elaborated so thoroughly, which I think it definitely gives us other ideas that we can explore. Just kind of want to wrap up some of the intro with what we got going on. So, again, Quantum Light Property Clearing, October 1st through the 25th, and you can find it on the Other Sun website. Link is in the description. And then also, we are continuing through light body movement. We are in the throat chakra.
Yes.
And the throats are throating. They're activating. It's just really interesting.
Yes.
You've been guiding us through this exercise of lucid dreaming, how it's associated with the throat, and we've been hearing some good reviews. And for those who are part of the movement, we will be reaching out soon. Likely by Sunday, we're going to have the updates for you on how we move forward with our dream team. That's somebody coined the term dream team, so we'll roll with that. But any thoughts on throat chakra, lucid dreaming?
I do. I want to remind everyone, because this is something everyone already knows, that if you would like to be respected if you would like to be exalted, if you would like people to think well of you, tell the truth. Tell the truth every time your mouth opens, or don't open your mouth. So if you say, I'll be there on Tuesday, be there on Tuesday, or call and let people know you can't be there on Tuesday. When you speak, exert the will from the throat chakra to make your words the truth. If you do this, your mother, your family, your lovers will love you, because they're like, well, if Mary said it, we know it's so, because Mary does what she says she's going to do. How many times have we heard people say, that person does what they say they're going to do? It is such an unusual thing in our world that it is actually an identity, like, that one, she does what she says she's going to do. So this idea of working on through the light body, now we're at the throat chakra, it requires us to be present and to utilize our will to make the word so. And if you want a woman to love you, you want a woman to trust you, you want a woman to believe in who you are, do what you say. You say, I'm going to call you on Tuesday, call on Tuesday. Or text and say, I can't call you on Tuesday. I'll call you Wednesday.
I hear that.
So if you would like for your children to stop lying to you and stop misrepresenting the truth, every time you open your mouth to them, make it so. If you say, don't do that, and they keep doing it, get up and make it so. Like, that's not to be done. Like, make your word will. Make your will your word. Make sure that they get the clarity that it's a waste of time to do stuff mom said don't do, because mom gonna get up and make it so, you know.
I'm having flashbacks. I just gotta say something. I don't know how many of you all relate to this, but you better stop that before I get up and do something, or before I get so and so. There's like these empty threats.
Yeah.
And then the child grows up realizing, mom and dad ain't gonna do nothing. So it is that reality. I see the importance.
Yeah, make what you say a one-time situation. I said it, you heard it, I realized it registered. I shouldn't have to say it again.
Yeah.
Because my will went out the first time. If I say, to a 5-year-old, close the door when you come inside, and they come inside and the door is open, then I can get up and walk them back to the door and show them how a door is closed. Every time I've made my word bond. Then they grow up knowing if that person says it, it will be so.
And she gonna walk me back to the door. Right?
And as they say, raise your frequency, not your voice.
Yeah.
You
Would you elaborate on that? Because that's a thing. Because people, I'm sure we all have seen where, like, if I say it louder, that means my intentions should penetrate more deeper. But I don't think that that's the case.
Well,
Would you
it doesn't
elaborate?
work with a foreign language either. Like, speaking the language in English louder to someone who speaks a foreign language does not make you more understandable.
Right? I was about to imitate someone Spanish. I'm gonna chill.
Whatever language it is, whatever country you're in, like, saying it louder does not make it intelligible.
Yeah.
And so that same principle applies, that making it louder only means that you have broken the peace. So now the person doesn't respond appropriately to a request, which fractures the peace. But then when you raise your voice, then you have, like, shattered the peace, and now the piece is in a million pieces around your feet, and you are emotionally upset that the peace has been broken, that you broke the peace, but you're thinking the person who didn't do the thing you requested. It is incumbent upon the person who's making the request to have the will to follow through. It is not incumbent upon the child who doesn't know yet, who hasn't been trained yet. It's incumbent upon the one who sees the flies coming in the door and needs the door closed. That's the person who it's incumbent upon to have the will to assert themselves into the idea that they would like to see done, and then let all of those who are watching and learn how that happens.
Does that apply for adults dealing with adults? too.
It applies to everyone. Um, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but loving, yelling at your lover is not a successful strategy.
Nah. So,
What's a successful strategy is always saying exactly what you're willing to make happen. Now, you can't always do that, but make sure that there's a space where you make them aware that I cannot, but not because you didn't have the will to do so. So if you say, I'm going to do so and so and so and so, then before the words formulate, do you have the power and the initiative and the will to make that so? Are you just saying, yeah, I'll call you later just to get off the phone? Because then you have now put yourself in the level of becoming a liar for the sake of lying, not even for anything.
yeah.
It's again the throat chakra. If you just tell the truth, I've got to go now. You don't really have to have
No
any further
excuses, no
explanation.
reason, just
You don't have to make up anything. Like, gotta go.
yeah.
And you don't have to say, and I'll call you later. That level of appeasement that you're not fully responsible for and not willing to adhere to now becomes your pile of detriment. Like you have just made a pile of negative. And then the person thinks, I don't believe anything they say. So I have relatives like that will say, we're meeting at a restaurant, and they'll say, I'll be there eating. And they'll call and say, I'm on my way. I'm like, I don't believe you. That's the truth of my experience.
Because they're on the way. They're like, I'm on the way, but I'm still putting on my...
It's like there used to be an envelope when people paid bills more by mail that said, I said I was in the mail. It was an envelope that said that on it.
Oh, wow.
Like people say, the check's in the mail. So there was an envelope that said,
I said I was in the mail. It's like, look, my word.
Well, it's more like it wasn't really happening. I had to go get an envelope. I had to go make that up, and
Yeah, essentially a lie.
Yeah, essentially it was. But it was kind of a funny thing back in the day when everything went by mail.
Yeah, analog days.
So the thing I'd like to share is that the throat chakra is so much more. It has so much to do with the integrity which you build. You build your integrity through every word you say. You build your integrity by knowing that your words have volume, weight, mass, and power. And when you recognize your words have power, then you give them more power. You give it to them by your intent. Like, oh, I intend to be there on your birthday. I'm already, if that's a week from now, I've got 7 days of building up my will to get there.
Yeah.
So I think that's something relevant to say about light
We're
body.
in class.
About throat chakra, about how is it that if you have had a failure in your relationships with whoever, family, lovers, friends, children, you might want to look back and see what has your word been. And then the way you can repair it. You're still breathing, we can fix anything. You're still breathing, then start working on, it is my will to do what I said. This is what my intention is. It is my will to meet you where I said I was going to meet you, call you when I said I was going to, take you to the place I said I was, invite you to my house, whatever the thing is that most of us just throw it out as a placeholder. Instead of it being a placeholder, let it be your bond to the person. Like you want trustworthiness, make your bond that you are the one that they can trust on the other end of that trustworthiness. This is important because we are a world where our word means very little. Where whatever we say, you already forgave yourself and moved on to the next thing because you didn't ever intend to do it. I never really was going to call. I just said that to get off the phone. But why couldn't you say something that was less incriminating? Like, I got to go. That would be the truth. And it doesn't require anything else. Like, I don't have time to talk about it. I just need to go. So.
Yeah, there's a lot that can be said. One of the things that I'm thinking of is the accumulation and the weight that you were talking about from doing it. It's like your energy's put out there, and you got all these loose ends, and then you're wondering why your life force is dwindling and why you don't have
Yes.
any personal power because you made all these agreements and
Yes.
contracts that are unfulfilled and still dangling, and then people on the other end feeling some type of
Yes.
way about it, as you mentioned. And so it's a lot that goes on with this form of lying or not expressing the
Yes.
truth and allowing our truth to be our will. And as I'm hearing you say it, I'm just thinking about like, dang, like how did we get like this? Like, what is it within humanity that has allowed us to get to a space where we feel the need to kind of, yeah, I'll call you back, like, but really we just want to get off the phone and we're not looking to, it's appeasement, but is there anything deeper beyond that that we should know about?
I think there's a level of a dopamine hit that people get when you say something you know somebody wants to hear.
Mm,
Like, I got you something for your birthday when you didn't.
yeah,
But when the person feels you got me something for my birthday, then they send you energy that gives you a dopamine hit.
that's wild.
So they already got paid. So the person lying already got paid.
Damn.
Yeah.
So we're looking at energetic transaction that's happening.
It's a contract, as you said. It's a it's a contract between you. Remember, abracadabra means speak your world into being. So you're using your creative power, the consciousness of the words and your thoughts combined together to bring forth sound. Sound is how creation was made. So you're using that not to its best advantage.
Yeah. Look, this isn't even the topic of discussion, but you are going in. We got a lot of people who are commenting there in resonance. I'm not going to read them all right now, but we want to give acknowledgement and say Invocation Veritas to you all for joining us. Thank you for expounding on light body movement.
Yes.
So if you would like to join Light Body Movement to get more of this knowledge, be also within the environment of others who are pursuing activating their photonic self, join us every first, second, third, and fourth Sunday, and you get access to all of the previous energy centers, the class recordings, the meditations, and the class
Yes.
documents, which are very robust to give you the necessary understanding and study material. So with that being said, one more announcement, well, two more. Group soul clearing is coming up. So for those who would like to partake in getting a soul clearing to remove negative motivators, ancestral contracts that are kind of influencing self-sabotage, addiction entities, etc., you can join us in this. We provide a complimentary 20-minute follow-up with us as well. And this is on the homepage of our website. We also do this throughout the month, but it is a theme to do it on the last Friday of the month. And I think it's cool because it's like,
Yeah.
all right, maybe I've been through some things throughout the month. You know, brush some stuff up off me. It's a nice little dust off. So we've been getting some rant and rave reviews, and really people were excited that this returned because we weren't advertising it regularly. So it's back for those who want to partake. And then lastly, your monthly uh, self-healing talk. You're going to be taking us into Earth 23. This is the 23rd time you've spoken about Earth.
It is.
Is there anything that we should know about Earth right now? That's just in
Oh,
a general sense.
there's so much to be seen. I would bring it to the idea of Mother Earth, the consciousness, the living, breathing, intelligent consciousness of Mother Earth herself has been recently resuscitated. So Mother Earth's light body had been lost and it has now been resuscitated. And along with that, all of the second dimensional beings are also being resuscitated and their light bodies are coming on board. It is only right and correct that as humans who walk the back of the mother, that we light up to our original blueprint as well.
Makes sense.
So this is a return. This is not a new fangled idea. This is the most ancient primordial aspect of humanity, and all of life is the biophotonic nature of life itself. Light body.
That's right. Okay, photonic. I'm excited. So this essentially wraps up our announcements. So with that being said, welcome again, everyone. So we're talking about clearing and how that's associated with sustaining elevation. We are in energy hygiene class right now, and
Yes.
that's who we are, energy hygienists. We
Yes.
clean, we clear, we teach people how to clean and clear. We're I know you would like to take us into the beginning of the understanding, so will you escort us to the beginning of where we need to what we need to understand about how clearing can help us move into states of elevation?
I'd like to use the analogy of raising children or having a family and people matriculating their process through infancy to maturity to show how clearing works. So I haven't talked about it from this perspective before, but when we're teaching children to keep order in the environment where we live, where we like pick up your toys, put the dirty clothes in the basket, wash and fold the clothes. All of these things are representations of the greater intelligence that perfectly places every blade of grass exactly where it needs to go. You know, that perfectly places everything, the sun in the right quadrant of the solar system, and places everything in the proper orbit, and everything is mathematical, orderly, and correct. So we are representing that through that process of organizing children to be in an orderly place, and it's very representative of how the brain works.
Yeah.
So what's going on if you see someone with an extremely messy, out of order desk, you may find that their thinking represents that because they're very comfortable with that. Or a person who has a house that's very cluttered, their brain will represent the comfortability of that, because a person whose brain does not represent that won't find that environment comfortable. So we can see that that's the case. So in this universe, the system that allows for obtainment spiritually kicks in, so to say, when we recognize we need to clean our room. So I'm using that as a metaphor. Like, you're a teenager, you have a messy room, your parents are constantly trying to get you to take full responsibility for cleaning the environment in which that you have established through your own experiences, how you sleep, where your pajamas are, where your towels, and how you keep your personal items. Well, on the micro level, that's how it is. On the macro level, it's our planet. How do we keep our planet in order? What do we allow to take place? What is happening with our trees, and what's happening to the vegetation? What's happening with the animals who are our food sources? You know, what is happening on the planet that we, as the occupants of the room, or the ones who are participating in this, are we keeping that in order? So once we grow to the level of maturity to understand our responsibility in keeping our room or our planet in order, there's a level of obtainment that happens automatically, that is not something anyone bestows upon you, but is a system of the universe that rewards you with power to clear. So once you step into the clarity that you are to clear your neighborhood, you are to clear your house, you are to clear anything that is against nature that is taking place around you, that you are the responsible party, this is the introduction to property clearing. And with that comes authority for you to enact that you are given the power to put it in order, in the same way your parents teach you to put your room in order, that you're fully in charge and empowered to keep your room in order and make up your bed and keep your things in order, so that your brain can operate properly, and then you can function as a responsible person in whatever your function is. So that's essentially what property clearing is. And I've taught about how the Japanese have a system where many of the millionaires in Japan have learned that if they clean toilets, that they become very wealthy and rich. And this is the same principle, that when they get to the level of understanding that what no one else wants to do, what no one else wants to take responsibility for, but what they find in front of them, you find yourself in a toilet with everything being dirty, that it is your responsibility to clean the toilets. And so the Japanese have a cultural understanding, and many of the famous people, like the ones who own Panasonic and different, Honda, I think, is another one, where they practice toilet cleaning, meaning they own large corporations and they go into the corporations themselves and get on their hands and knees and actually clean the toilets. And it has made them very wealthy because the response from the universe is one where you have cleared away the interferences of ego, of selfishness, of and learn to take full responsibility for whatever's in front of you. So property clearing is in that same category of taking up full responsibility, and because of that, there is a level of obtainment where you can see further. You are able to have more power available to you because your clarity gives you more power. So, is that a good start?
It's a great start. Great start. There are many different avenues, and I hope you all are soaking this up right now because I am. I'm like, ooh, I didn't know you was going to take us here. So now that we are here, everything that you're saying is landing. Two things I'll speak on and kind of steer the conversation to look at the contrast of this, because there's a lot of interesting points. So one, I can definitely see laws and principles embodied in what seems as or may elude us as this is just a simple practice of cleaning toilets, but there's this reality of, when we see something outside of us and it looks out of order, oftentimes there is an impulse to complain about it.
Yes.
And so I can see when you taught us engage in that, take that level of accountability and responsibility, it allows us to pop out of the third dimensional experience of suffering, pop into this higher dimensional experience of I'm the maker of my reality. And so shall it be. Clean toilet for me, clean toilet for we, right? And there's this idea that you're speaking on of how there is reward in cleanliness. And so that's something that I see. And before we pivot, you had any thoughts on that?
There's reward in cleanliness, and there's reward in the ability to respond, responsibility. You're on this planet with the ability to respond now, but you're free to respond or not to respond. So the responsibility is how you gain accreditation, so to say. And with accreditation comes in, just like the language in our world, like if you're accredited, then there's more goodies when you get accredited. So the same thing applies. If you are in the thinking that someone else has done something to you and you are a victim, it removes that. Once you're willing to clean what has been left behind, if you're going to be in the place, if you're going to look at the building, if you're going to be in the building, if you have to go into the bathroom, if the kitchen is overrun, once you're willing to do that, it changes everything. You now are the responsible party in your own exaltation. You are no longer a victim. You're a victim when it feels like you're triggered because somebody else didn't do something. Why didn't they do it?
That part.
Why didn't they hire someone? But you're the one standing there wanting to participate in whatever the thing is. Mm-hmm. So it is that the reward and the victimhood is in the same experience. You walk into a kitchen where people haven't washed the dishes in 6 or 7 days, then you receive the penalty.
Camera ladies laughing like, where's that at? Whose house is 7 dishes?
You have to visit college campuses. that takes place when people have not been taught that they are the responsible party. And so you receive the reward for what happens when you don't do it. And then when you do it, you receive the reward for having put things back in order, as our universe by law has shown us through the fact that every blade of grass has its own place to be. Everything's in order. Our brain works best when we can look in the kitchen and it be in order, when we can walk into cleanliness. Truly, cleanliness is close to godliness.
I agree. I agree. Okay, so many things. My mind is racing. Let's see how much time we got left. We're doing good on time.
Okay.
So, reward within clearing and cleaning. Matter of fact, let's pivot, because I got to get this out. So one thing that I have experienced, and I also see within the experience of other humans, is that there is levels of resistance to cleanliness, right? And as a matter of fact, actually, before we even go there, my guidance is prompting me. Let's take it back. What you're sharing is primarily on the physical, and there's a visceral impact on our emotional, our mental, and our spiritual well-being. I know it because when I clean my room, I walk out and then I come back in and be like, damn, it feels good in here. Like I've had moments laughing at myself in joy about the order. So
Yeah.
it feels good, right? And so you were speaking about how there is this greater understanding that cleanliness extends to our neighborhoods, to the planet at large. How does this translate in terms of like just taking care of where you are now, and how does one, what happens in the process for us to even care about extending this necessity for cleanliness beyond just what's in front of us?
May I answer the unasked question?
What is the unasked question?
It's about personal purity.
I agree.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of know.
All
I
right.
kind of know,
Then I'll
but
just.
like at the same time, it's like because I play a funny role here. It's like I'm in conversation, but I'm also thinking about you all, because you're probably like, how that work, Lao Tzu? How you make that work? But to your point, I would say, yeah, personal purity, but what's
Because
personal? Who is self?
everything is self.
All right, then. What she said.
Everything is self. And this is so timely. We are about to start the Apple Fast next Thursday. We will be doing a 3-day Apple Fast for all of those who are pacing with us and would like to clean your liver so that you don't recycle the toxins that you have thought about, eaten, breathed in, emotional trauma. It recycles through the liver. So this speaks directly to it. So we're going to be starting our apple fast, which is about 5 to 8 apples a day for 3 days, and then some olive oil, and we have a whole document as relates to it. And this kind of sets us up for the cleanliness to go into the new year and
Yes.
in the fall season. So this speaks to it because everything you do is registered in the akasha of the body, and each organ is an akasha within itself. So the liver is the akasha of all toxins. Its purpose is to clean the thoughts. If you have a thought that's impure, it registers in the liver. If you have a traumatic event and somebody says something to you and it affects your solar plexus, it goes into the liver. If someone raises their voice instead of getting up and closing the door, someone yells at you, that's an emotion that you have to digest that then registers in the liver. So, but all organs do that. It registers in the heart. It registers in the solar plexus. It registers everywhere. So we are technology that accounts for everything. And how we internalize it depends on how much suffering or how much not suffering we experience in life. So this purity extends to our cellular, molecular, and every aspect of our organs, our body, our system, the fluids that go through the water that's in our system. So it's important that we recognize if you walk into a dirty room and you're okay with it being dirty, if you're in your own house and you won't pick up the paper off the floor and it becomes cluttered, or if you have too many things that are calling for love and attention and that you're cluttered with them and you can't give it to them, that then becomes a detriment. If you have too many things if you can't love all the things you have. Now, that's not to say
Sweet.
you shouldn't have as much as you want.
But you gotta love all of them.
Yeah, you have to have,
touch and
yes,
give
you
attention.
need to be grateful. Gratitude is a way of loving it. Like, oh, I'm so grateful I have these 15 cars. Let me look at them every day. So that could become burdensome. That could become burdensome. But if you have all the old newspapers and magazine articles, and you're 60 and you have the things you had when you were 3, the drawings you did for your mother, you may have too much.
Yeah.
You may not be able to love all of the things equally, and then that then turns into a detriment that is directed to you. So this idea of cleanliness and purity, it extends beyond the throat, beyond the word, beyond the cleaning. It extends to the very cellular matrix of the body itself. That your desire to be clean frees you of suffering, frees you of pain. It frees you of looking at your neighbor and wondering why they're doing what they're doing next door and why they're doing it so loud. It frees you of that. When you're a property clearer, you can clear that, and eventually something will change.
That's right. Change that energetic architecture.
In the same way that when you went to the store today and your intent was to get back and cook before this live stream, and your clarity of purpose and your ability and your skill set of knowing how to clear got you out the store.
Me. The
Now-
rest of them were still stuck there.
Now, other people may still be in the store, but it was your clarity, the unobstructed truth of what you had in mind to do. That you knew what you were doing, you knew what you went for, you had direction, you had purpose, and you had skills. So.
That's right. Thank you. I'm over here like, please say more. Go ahead. I appreciate that. It's good to be seen outside of yourself, right? Instead of, just
Yeah, but
talking to
all
yourself.
of that and there's a reward for that. There's a reward for of wanting to be clean. There's a reward for wanting to be the truth. There's a reward for authenticity of who you are. We are all just hearkening back to our original blueprint. This is what was meant by being custodians of the planet.
Yes.
This is what was meant, that we would put things back in order and keep things, we would make sure the yard was clean and people weren't throwing McDonald's cups onto the grass. And this is what property clearing is in the greater, larger sense.
All right. So there's dancing lady is flailing her arms around. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to a little commercial break. And by the way, thank you, Lautzer, for this, because it is so expansive, and I'm sure you all are having a good time there. We see you in the chat. So what we're going to do is we'll take a little break. We encourage you to stick with us. We're going to have a little message from our sponsor.
We have a new
Aluka.
commercial?
No, not new commercial. It's the old. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring a new commercial, because they've been doing some things over there. They've been doing some big things and got some better visuals for this company. But in the meantime, we'll play the commercial we've been usually playing. And when we come back, I'd like us to speak about the contrast, because there's something about when we know better but don't do better, and it's almost like a gravitational pull to stay in the uncleanliness.
Oh, yeah, let's play the commercial so we can come back to
Yeah,
this.
yeah, it's really good. Contrast is good. You got to see what you're doing and see the alternative.
Yeah.
It helps us. So bear with us just a moment here.
Investor looking to make a difference, you need to hear about Aluka Gold. Because doing good and doing well isn't just a dream, it's our promise. Let's face it, everyone wants their money to work harder. But what if your gold investment could do double duty? Aluka Gold is more than just precious metal. We're committed to ethical sourcing and total transparency, so you know exactly where your gold comes from, and who it helps. Every ounce you invest helps support real miners and their communities with humanitarian projects and fair wages. That's not just good business, it's good for the world. You get solid, physical gold, plus the pride of knowing your investment brings hope and opportunity to families who need it most. So why settle for ordinary returns when you can spark extraordinary change? Invest with purpose. Invest with Aluka Gold. Do good, do well, and let your gold investment shine brighter than ever.
All right. Shout out to our sponsors, Aluka Gold. You can visit their website at alukainc.com. Clearly visible on the screen. And they specialize in wealth management, tax mitigation, assets protection. And again, these are people who are literally working with Of the Sun. The owner and CEO, Alice Chinaborg. I have to talk to him regularly. Some big things popping. Holding my lips. Sealing my lips. However, ah, good friends in Dubai. We appreciate you. And again, if you're interested in where do I put my money right now, because there's things happening with the market, there's things happening that look fishy with 401k. It's clearly looking like hard assets is the way, as well as precious minerals. So you might want to to someone who knows what they're talking about. This is also someone who has a gold refinery as well. So just saying. So with that being said, thank you again, Alex, for supporting us in the call for the truth here on Of the Sun Live. And with that being said, we are back like chiroprac. And so before our break, we were talking about contrast. And so I want to share something with you that I've seen. And
Yes.
you all let us know if you've experienced this too. And after we expound on this, we'll go to the chat and see what you all have to share throughout the live stream. So one thing that I have seen is that there is a pull. There's an energetic pull and a resistance as well with energy hygiene. Sometimes people know how to clear themselves, and I think this also translates into cleaning up behind yourself, creating order within your physical space, where it's like we just don't want to do it. It's like we know better. Like I got these practices, but like I don't want to do it. And I've noticed it's some part of ourselves. This is what I have seen, but I want to get your take on it. There's some part of ourselves that's in resonance with the dirt,
Oh,
that like
absolutely.
we okay with it,
Yeah.
and it's like almost like identification with it, and it's almost like a little ego death or something. Like you cutting off a part of you through the clearing process that you were okay with, but
Yeah.
you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
All right, take us to the beginning or take us to wherever we need to go to get the greater expanded understanding, please and thank you.
So, we are divine beings with a divine blueprint, and we have been hijacked by anti life. And anti life has made us hate ourselves. Our pure, divine, clean, elevated, ascended self. And that part of us wants us to stay in that dynamic, and so there is no feeling better than that you have made everything pristine and beautiful, and now you can be in the comfort of that cleanliness. The resistance is let somebody else do it. Why didn't they do it? Why do I have to do it? Have you ever met a 14-year-old girl and asked her to put dishes in the dishwasher? Like, you would think that you were asking her to go to the river and get rocks and pound the clothes clean, because the idea is so, well, you're telling me that the glasses that I drank out of and the plates I ate from, that you want me to put them in the machine?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that's
I heard you say too. People are like, I washed your dishes. No, you didn't. The machine did it.
yeah,
You didn't really.
the dishwasher washes the dishes. You just put the dishes in the dishwasher. You're not the dishwasher.
But clearly, there's resistance
But
to even that.
even if you are the dishwasher, because I grew up in a time where I didn't have a dishwasher, and there's a great sense of satisfaction in washing all the dishes and
I
putting
agree.
them away, and they be in order, because it is the order that speaks to your soul. It is the cleanliness and the order. So the anti-life within you that you are in agreement with tries to stop you from getting to that place where you feel so satisfied that everything is clean and in order, and that it's appropriate and pure for you to either feed your children or eat yourself from. So that is the anti-life that we are in agreement with. That's the aspect of us that is in sabotage, that until we become congruent, that voice is always still heard through our actions or our resistance. Like, I'm not gonna fix anybody food. I'm gonna go pick up food. Let somebody else do that. But that's the anti-life aspect. Of course, there's nothing more perfect than to eat the food exactly the way you want it, that you made it, that you got it and made it happen. There is nothing more perfect than that, because no matter what someone else says, it won't be the thing that you would have done that would have been the perfect thing that's exactly the way you want it. So there is this idea of resisting all of the things that would give you the most elevation, the most pleasure, and then automatically you become higher vibrational. You become automatically more highly vibrational if you clean the yard. And then you get to sit
Yeah.
back, and satisfaction is part of our destiny. But we don't get satisfaction when somebody else does it.
Hearing you say this, and I'm looking at humanity, and it feels like we've really been tricked. Like we've been flipped. Like things have been flipped around where it's like, it really feels like a big psyop.
It is a big psyop, because anti-life makes you think, so now you're the queen of the party. You know, you didn't have to do anything. So now
Yeah.
you're standing around doing nothing. And what do you think the reward for doing nothing is all your life?
Nothing. You get nothing from nothing.
You're the king of the world. You didn't have to do anything. What's the reward for doing nothing?
Again, nothing equals nothing.
And where's the levels of satisfaction? Who has made their child a meal? Who has given their parents a cup of tea? Who has made something for someone and felt the satisfaction that comes with, like, I made this for you with my own hands. I drew this picture for you. I knitted this pair of gloves for you. Where the satisfaction is so immense, but we have been cultivated away from making, doing, or giving things like that. Like, I think you should have a vegan leather bag that's got letters that belong to somebody else on it that I got discounted on sale. That was probably, it's probably not the original thing.
That's Sheen.
How much satisfaction do you get from that? Now you got your plastic lettered designer knockoff, and I did it for you. So there, happy birthday.
I didn't know you were gonna, I didn't expect you to go in on Sheen today. Or that demographic. That's a whole nother conversation about that, but
But it's the rhythm. It's the rhythm of where we have been pushed into. We've been pushed into not having value
yeah.
for making a cup of tea and bringing it in. We are, like, I am blessed that you often make for me warm, fresh made, soaked cashew milk with dates in it. I'm like, such a blessing. I just, even saying it makes me happy. Drinking it makes me even happier. Like, it keeps me highly vibrational, and it keeps you highly vibrational.
Yeah. Being in service.
Yeah.
Feels good.
And so that, there lies the secret. Service. There is the secret. To be in service to yourself and the rest of humanity by keeping order, keeping things clean, by being generous of spirit, by recognizing that it feels better to do than to direct. You know,
Yeah, we've got it backwards.
for sure.
Definitely. So this is very expansive.
anybody in the chat have anything?
There's a lot of people in the chat. I almost feel like this just has to marinate, breathe, and settle into this. So, what's up, chat? We're gonna go all the way back and give some acknowledgement to you all. So, going from the top here, we got Sadell. May the peace of God be upon you. And look at your Veritas, Sadell. Always sending us the extraness, and we receive it. We appreciate you. Lauren's here, and look at your Veritas. Russ is here. He says, look at your Veritas. I think property clearings in October. Yes, not August. So I don't know if there was a hiccup or something. When
Maybe
I shared,
you said
but
August instead of
maybe I
October.
did, but
I don't know.
look, it is August 1st.
August?
Look, October 1st, excuse me. What's up with me in August? What's going on?
October.
What's going on? What timeline am I in? What's going on?
Thank you, Russ.
Thank you, Russ. Yeah, because I said it again. I said it so times. Thanks for the correction, my brother. I'm going to get back into September. All right, go to the website. The website's accurate. Stephanie, in the Catch Veritas, welcome. Michelle's here and says, I may have missed what was for lunch. I know it was good. That's right, it was good. You know it was good. Harvest Man Cafe, y'all. Angela's here in the Catch Veritas. Michelle says, raise your frequency, not your voice. Mind blown. Adding that to my mother toolbox. Lol. I know that's right. Pick that up out the phone. Children, let me direct that energy. Direct my will and intent. It's a multi-dimensional thing.
It is.
Truly. What?
T-shirt.
What?
T-shirt.
Ooh, yes, yes. We have an audience today. Audience says, raise your frequency and not your voice. No, that's cool. We interact with our audience. We got, she's snorting over here. We got Dancer Lady in the back. Sometimes Camera Lady says some things. We got a gentleman peeking around the corner right now.
We got T-shirts on the
Yes.
horizon.
All right, so yes, again, somebody is named The, says, raise your frequency, not your voice. So clearly it's here and people are in resonance with it. Let's see who else we got going on. Also, Stacy is here in the Catch Veritas. Lala is here. Face red heart, shape red heart. It looked like they done took your emojis and converted it into text. But we know, Lala, you're with us. Shaka says, stay calm, firm, and assertive in your communication. Avoid over-explaining or justify your boundaries. And be prepared to limit your engagement or create distance if necessary.
Absolutely. Parameters are good.
Lala says, word is bond. Michelle is continuing to be mind blown. Stacy, hold on a second. We got some, yeah, that's our background music. Yeah, it was cool. As long as it's low, the audio won't pick up on it and we won't get flagged. So we got a vibe going on over here, you all. We're trying to keep the vibe consistent, but at the same time not be flagged by the algorithm. So we got Stacy says, this is landing to build will to do what was said will be done. Lala, still, your emojis are working now. Sunflower emojis, we see you. Essential Tribe says, light body this month is fire, off the hook. I know that's right. Lala, question marks, don't understand. What's going on, Lala? Essential Tribe, I did yoga with a wasp the other day. It was beautiful.
Yay.
She's probably in one mind.
Yeah.
You over here
Wasps
connected
are
with the
our
consciousness.
allies. Wasps are our allies, yes.
Yeah. Shaka again, it's the constant seeking validation from others in an effort to feel a completeness of self, which is ultimately an illusion. The says, I'm clearing as you speak. So I think it was earlier with the cleaning and clearing. It's good to hear. Elijah, peace, love, wealth, abundance, prosperity. Late, but just in time. Happy New Year.
Cool.
We in January, October,
It's
or
all
August,
good.
or
It's
September.
all good.
We with you, Elijah. Every day is a new day, a new year.
Every
What
day's
is
a
time?
happy day.
That's right. That's right. Welcome, Elijah. Good to see you. Stacy says, going apple picking next week. That's right. General reminder, the apple fast. We're going to be collectively doing that together. You got any additional
Yes,
thoughts on
on
that?
Thursday, we will arrive on Thursday, not having been at the Harvestman Cafe for breakfast. We will have probably eaten 3 or 4 apples already.
That's right.
To make sure that we have enough apples in our colon over the 3-day period to remove the toxins that have overloaded our livers so that we can be shiny and sparkly and not recycling old trauma and old emotions.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to it.
Yes, I am
I'm
too.
so
It's
looking
an
forward to it.
annual situation that we do, and we encourage everyone to go to our website and download the document that gives you the instructions. It's only for 3 days. We encourage you to follow the instructions and not go beyond the instructions that say 3 days.
You know who you are. I don't, but I'm sure you do.
If it says 3, 10 is not better.
3 will get you where you need. I want to share my first time doing the apple cleanse. I remember, first off, it was so simple. And I was like, ooh, this is easy. We get to eat
Yeah.
continuously in the mono diet.
You get to eat the whole time of the fast.
right?
If you're smoking, you might end up not smoking at the end.
Yo, it's so real. It's
If
like
you're cussing, you might end up not cussing at the end.
transformation awaits you. All it
Yes.
takes is a couple of apples and courage.
Yeah, the malic acid in the apples will pack the colon and then make sure that the liver has what it needs to release what needs to be released.
Yes.
It's a nice annual practice.
I will say by day 2, I was like, feeling different, feeling lighter. By day 3, I was, it was like I was levitating, floating. And I was one of them people who was like, can I keep doing this? Yeah. He was like, T, chill.
Now, you were walking around saying, I think the phone's about to ring.
Yo, it's even though it's a mono diet, it gave me this experience similar to a fasting, like without or abstaining from food. It was a clarification of my mind. I felt open, literally my crown. So hence I was hearing things and seeing things before they happened, more and more. But it really cleans you out.
I would like to put in a caveat that all of this depends on the consistency and the toxic load that you already have, what your experiences are, and your experiences may not be the same as Tavares's if you have not lived the lifestyle that he lives.
All right, so I love the disclaimer. This is like the little words at the bottom and at the end of the commercial. Experiences may vary
Depending on your toxic load.
depending on toxic load. May experience detox, cleansing of the liver. May stop smoking, cursing, yelling at your children.
Or varying levels and degrees.
Right. So we're pretty much at the tail end, and this has been great.
Yes,
This
I
conversation.
think this was a wonderful conversation, and I attribute some of this to my delicious lunch that you
Hey,
made.
it
Thank
was a
you very
pleasure.
much.
It's an honor.
And we're so happy to be with us. We are your family and your tribe, and you are ours, and we look forward to seeing you again. Hope you'll all get your apples. You're going to need about 24 apples, each organic. Make sure you don't get anything with peel on it. If you can, go pick them or go to a
Yes.
place that has them and where they've been picked and they're not part of the big industrial complex of groceries. And then we will join you in our purification through the throat chakra, through the truth, through our own elevation. We thank you. In Lakesh and Veritas, everyone, with honor, respect, and gratitude.